For the indoor scene, you need to make a series of objects, and I'm going to show you how to make a hammer right now, but I don't want you to make a hammer exactly or necessarily. You're welcome to build your own objects for this scene. As when I build objects, I almost always start with a cube, especially if I don't know exactly where I'm going. But I create polygon primitive cube options box. I want to make sure the settings are reset, and then I'm going to create a cube, basic cube right there. And this is going to become the handle of the hammer, so I'm going to use the scale tool to stretch the cube out so it becomes more the size and shape of a hammer handle. And that's basically where I'm at right there. I have the hammer handle. Hitting 6 on my keyboard will make that solid, and obviously we're going to refine that. We're going to make this hammer in one piece. You could make yours in two, but I'm going to make it in one. I'm going to take this edge right here, or this face right here, and I'm going to do an edit mesh under the polygon submenu system, edit mesh, extrude. I'm going to pull up on this one, and this is where the head of the hammer is going to be created, out of this thing here. Next, I'm going to take this here, I'm going to do edit mesh, extrude, and I'm going to do several extrudes here. I'm going to pull forward a touch, but then I'm going to use the scale tool. I'm going to use the scale tool to scale that hammer down a little, so it comes down into that shape basically before it goes out. Now I'm going to take and hit G on my keyboard to repeat the extrude tool, pull this out a little bit, and then G on my keyboard again to do another extrude, and then use the scale tool R to scale that back out, and then G again, and I have that. Now that's the front of the hammer-ish. We're getting there. Okay. I'm going to do edit mesh, let's see, interactive split tool, and I'm going to split this face right here. So I click and click, and then I right click to save that. Now you can see I have two faces right here on the back. If I right click in face mode, I select both those faces, and I hit edit mesh, and I uncheck keep faces together. Now I can do parallel extrudes that are still separate, but they'll match because I can do them at the same time. Also under edit mesh extrude, I'm going to click on this guy, and where it says divisions, I'm going to choose like 5 divisions, and then when I click extrude this time, when I pull out that extrude, it'll already be divided for me. That's important. I'm going to divide it that way, and now I need to get the curvature back to that hammer. It's not quite there, but you can see the hammer is starting to take shape. It just needs a little refining. Alright, done with my extrudes for now. Let's go into an orthographic mode from the side here. I'll select all these faces, hit F and hit 6 to make it solid. Right click in vertex mode. I'm going to grab this vertex right here, pull it up, and then I'm going to kind of start making that straight. Let's see here. There we go. Now I'm going to just grab these guys here and start pulling them down to get the curvature of the hammer that I need. I don't like this claw very much. I think it's too small, so I'm going to grab it. I'm going to use the scale tool to make it longer this direction. I don't want to make it longer in every direction, or it would, yeah, that's much better. It would make it wider, and I don't want to do that. Let's see, pull this down a touch, get this down here. There we go. I'm a little happier with that shape there. I want this to be a bit bigger too, so I'm going to grab these. And this time I am going to scale the whole thing with that middle tool. Use the move tool to move those guys back out. Yeah, let's say it's okay. Now the handle's looking a little too blocky for me, so I'm going to do edit mesh, insert edge loop tool, and then I'm going to insert some edge loops up here, right there and there. I'm going to, and then another one here, and then 2 more kind of close together down there. Let me show you how I'm going to use those. In vertex mode, I'm going to grab these, use the scale tool to bring that in and maybe expand it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take the top of the hammer and scale it in just a touch. Hammers are wider on the bottom than they are on top, so that your grip gets tighter as it goes. It makes it so you don't throw the hammer out as much. Now I'm going to take that and create its little lip on the end of the hammer again, so that you don't throw it very easily. That's a basic shape of the hammer, and now I could start refining it a little bit more here. There's some other tools I could teach you, like if I grab this end in vertex mode, the tutorial that originally did this, not vertex mode, face mode, grab all those faces from right here and hit edit mesh or mesh smooth, and it smoothed those things. So I could, but obviously that makes it smaller. I don't want that necessarily. So I'm going to grab all of these faces here, expand them, move them, and then in vertex mode I'm going to grab these front faces right here and flatten them back out again. Maybe move them back into the face of the hammer. Now it has kind of this rounded edge on the hammer face. I could take this face right here and do an edit mesh, extrude, and then kind of pull that. Oops, important to check, keep faces together, and with edit mesh extrude I need to turn the divisions thing back off. I'll just reset all the settings there. Now when I do the extrude, it's only one division now, and then I want to do another extrude and pull that down just a little bit, create this little divot on top of the hammer. You can see I have some normal issues right here. It doesn't know how to take these corners very well. So I'm going to grab all these faces right here and hit normals. Normals, let's see, harden edge, there we go. And that will bring those back to life a little bit. Same over here, probably better do that here. Normals, harden edge. Yeah, let's call that hammer done. Not much more we need to do. You might want to round out actually I'll show you how to do that so we can show you beveling. I'm going to take this, let me delete these edges right here real quick. Delete, and then object mode and vertex. Oh, another edge I need to delete down here. I got to go to vertex mode and delete those extra vertices those edges created. So let's do that real quick. The extra ones up here? No, that's okay. Alright, so I could grab these edges right here in edge mode. If I grab all of those like that, I can hit edit mesh, and I'm just going to click on bevel. For me, bevel never works right the first time. You can see what it did is it made a slightly rounded over edge there with a lot of divisions. That's not what I want. Edit mesh, bevel, options box. Let me reset some settings there. And I'll take the segments to 3 and hit bevel. Oh, need to select the edges first and bevel those edges. And there it took 3 divisions, and it's still too small for me. Edit mesh, bevel, options box. Let's try 1.2. Yeah, that's still not enough. Edit mesh, bevel, options box. Let's try to take it to 4. Bevel. Well, see, sometimes bevel will turn things inside out on you, so you got to be careful with it. Probably what that means is I need to do these bevels separately. In this case, I'm just going to go edge mode, grab that edge, delete it, and delete the extra vertices. And we'll try doing that bevel. It might work out a little better. Object mode, edge mode rather. Grab those edges, edit mesh, bevel, options box. Let's try beveling 2. Oh, there you go. Oop, did a little turning inside out there, so 2 is too much. edit mesh, bevel options box. You can see it's an experiment here, 1.5. Well, let's just try 1 for now. Bevel. Yeah, and that bevel seemed to work out just fine. I'm going to take these verts right here in vertex mode. They're looking a little funny to me, so I'm going to cinch them back down just a touch. There we go. Maybe I'll expand that whole group out. All right, that's our hammer project, or something similar to it. Hopefully that looks like an easy enough type of project to try.